Welcome back to another video, guys. So first and foremost, I'd like to give a massive thank you on everyone who watched the last video. I've got very good amount of views and a lot of support throughout the entire video, a lot of comments, and I've actually had a few people DM me on Instagram and through YouTube, giving me a lot of help on what to do next on the Corsa. So hopefully I'll have another video on that within the next couple of days. So yeah, before that video actually went live, I took this car, the Mini, to Halfords for an MOT. And before any of you say, well, you take your car to Halfords for an MOT, I got a discount with work, so it actually worked out cheaper to what other MOT centres were doing it for. Whilst I was there, I got a discount on a was it a major, or it was just a full service, it was. So I took it there and they had it for basically the whole day, and it failed. And it failed on brake pads worn down to wear indicator front, headlamp insecure, both sides missing some bolts. So I will hold my hands up to that. I was missing a bolt in each headlight. They weren't insecure, they were just slightly not fastened to the manufacturer's spec, let's say that. I was just missing a bolt. Suspension arm damaged and seriously weakened offside rear lower. So that's an interesting one. What I can tell is on the rear offside suspension, it's actually gone in like a U shape, like someone's jacked it up, is what the centre told me. But what I can imagine is at Copart, when they lift the forks on from behind the car, they've actually damaged the underside of the Mini. So I've got two rear suspension arms. I'm going to do both sides just because it's good to do both at the same time. And just the headlamp aim is too low, so both of them. So where I bought the headlamps off eBay, say one was already set up and one was already set down, and I put them in at the same time and they're just both all over the place, so we gotta get them sorted. Sorry about that. Repair as soon as possible. Brake fluid warning lamp illuminated. And monitor repair if necessary. Brake disc worn, pitted or scored, but not seriously weakened. There was no oil on the dipstick, and I'm not sure how that's happened, as I have been topping it up with oil, so I am gonna have to watch that because we may have an oil problem, but I don't think we do. Tyre worn close to the legal or worn on the edge near side rear. So that's what we've got from Halfords, and I have been quoted for the work, and let's just say it's out of my price range. So I'm gonna be saving myself a good couple £100 today. All I can say is I'm not gonna give away Halfords prices, and I'm not here to shit on Halfords at all. They've just given me a price for the work that they're gonna do, and it's come in just over £1,000, and that's parts and labour included, to do pads and discs all round, to do the renew the rear suspension arms, and to do the headlamp alignment. So very pricey, 4 figures. I'm not gonna be spending that on this, as I am trying to keep my my budget. So I've actually managed to get all the parts from a local motor factors, and I've managed to get all the parts for just under £200. So I'm hopefully gonna save myself about £800. It's more than £800, but yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I don't know if you find that interesting or not, but it was definitely interesting for me to find out what some people pay on getting their discs and pads changed by a garage, like Halfords say. But yeah, today we're gonna crack on with that. I hope you found that interesting like I did. I'm gonna set you up on the tripod now, and hopefully it's a bit windy. Hopefully it doesn't start raining on us again. It's been raining through the morning. It's about 2 o'clock now. We're gonna get cracking. So thank you for listening to that, and we're gonna get into this. Let's go. And rear, there's 2 bolts on the bracket, and there's 2 bolts on the actual caliper itself. I'm not going to go into a description of what size they are and all that, but I've also opened up the master cylinder, just the reservoir for the brake fluid. So we're going to get cracking on just this side for now, because then I'm going to actually turn the car around and we'll work on the other side then. But just before I turn it around, I just got to do the arm under here. I'll try and get a good view, but they've classed this as severe damage, and you can't blame them, to be honest. It is what it is, but just got to take this one out, but I've got to get the shield off as well. As I don't know what the hell this is, but we'll work it out. But that's our job for today. Update. I didn't update as I was doing each thing, as it's just so time consuming picking up the camera and then explaining what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is just go over it. So what I've done is I undid the bolt there, got the disc off, had to hammer it off just because it was stuck on there quite well, and then what I did, I gave the shims a nice wire brush. Where's that? Give it a wire brush. You can see it on the time lapse, but obviously I know it's sped up. I then painted the ears with some copper grease. I then pushed back the piston with a cheap little kit I got. And now ready to put the sensor back in. You need to make sure the disc, the pads go in the right way. As you can see, there's a notch there for the sensor, and on the outside there isn't, so I put that exactly how it should be. Now gonna put the piston back on and hope for the best, and then we're done on this one corner. I'm worried that we won't have enough light to do the entire car, but I'm gonna try and get it done as fast as I can, so it might be a bit more time lapsing rather than explaining what I'm doing, but I'll hopefully talk to you in little bits so I can get the job done. got the rear done, well, the offside rear done. Got the sensor back in without breaking it. We got the 4 bolts in, so the wheel's ready to go on that. I'm just gonna nick the bungee cord from here. I'll do that now. And we're just gonna move on to the front. So I'm not really doing a how-to, as I'm not really a how-to channel. I just hope you kind of follow what I'm doing, I guess. So I'm not in the position to actually go, this is how you do something, as I'm not trained at all. I'm just learning as I go, taking any tips and advice as I can as I go. But I've done a couple of sets of brakes now on my previous cars, so I think I've got a pretty good idea. I'm not obviously trained at all, but it doesn't take an expert. It just takes a lot of tools that some people may not have. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Anyway, I digress. There's actually a protective layer on the discs as you get them, just to stop them from rusting. So what you do is you just spray some brake cleaner, brake parts cleaner, and just give it a good old wipe off all around and on the inside, just so you actually stop when you press the brake pedal. Last thing we want is go into a wall or drive the car off again. So that's one step that I didn't afford. And then what I've done here is, because I have the ability of turning the wheel, because I couldn't get the bolts off, I just used the breaker bar and turned the wheel just to give me better access to this side. So yeah, just use the car, use what tools you have to actually make it as easy as you can on yourself. Because sometimes you just not thinking when you're in there and you're struggling on a bolt, and you can actually make it a much easier job on yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna keep cracking now. As a time comparison, I did the back one in, well, I wouldn't count it as a full hour and a half because I was setting up my tools, etc, etc, but this one only took me 25 minutes in total, just because it was easier to access it by turning the wheel and that. So I'd say about half hour a corner in terms of how it's going so far. But what I do need to do whilst the rear is up is actually replace this arm on the outer side underneath. So I'm gonna have to dig into that right now, and hopefully it's not too much work. Act like that took me 2 minutes, but this is the old one. As you can see, twisted pretty badly, to be fair. I will give them that. And there's the new one. So the universal parts, you can use them either way, and they are pretty much like for like. So I'm gonna put that back in now. Hopefully quicker on the way back in, and then I think we're gonna have to call it a day, as well. We'll get the car turned around and see what happens, but hopefully we can just get this side done for now, and hopefully good morning on it tomorrow and then get it MOT'd by the afternoon if all goes to plan. For today, I got the offside front, offside rear, and I got the offside rear suspension in, and that is me for today. I had a late start, and you're always going to be slower on the first kind of side or first kind of time you do something. So tomorrow I'm going to smash out in the morning, and we should hopefully, if I can, get this in for an MOT later tomorrow, as I want this up and running as soon as possible, because this will be my daily as of the next couple of weeks. Right, it's a new day now. It's currently 11:30 in the morning. I just had to do a few things in the morning just to sort everything out in terms of parts and booking. So I've actually managed to rebook the MOT in for 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I've still got the front near side, the rear near side, and the rear near side suspension arm. So that means I haven't got much time to do what I just did yesterday. So I've got to get there, which takes 25 minutes. So I've got about 3 hours to get this car sorted. So I'm going to put the camera down. I'm just going to time lapse the best part of this, alright? So sorry about this, but I'm on a time crunch, and that's where we are. Got to press the time lapse button on that one, but the front left hand side is done. Just going to jack up this rear and do the both components there. So hopefully that only took, I think it was about 25 minutes as well. So we're gonna crack on with this. I'm not rushing. I'm making sure everything's torqued down. Everything. I'm double checking everything. I'm not actually just doing it carelessly. I will, if I have to be late, I'll be late. But it's nice getting things done quite swiftly. Got about 2 hours, comfortable time to get suspension arm in on that side, and then we're looking good. That side's all done, all buttoned up. I just gotta get under there. So I'll see what I can do in terms of filming, but we're on for good time here. It's only an advisory, so that's the, I put that down as you might as well do them both at the same time, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So that's surely not any good, but the rest seems pretty straight. Yeah, that one was much quicker that time because I knew what I was doing, in what position I needed to put my body. But it's a bit awkward, definitely a bit awkward, but we're getting there. We're nearly done. I think that took me about 20 minutes, so hopefully much quicker on putting it back in. But yeah, we're going well, we're doing well, especially for the weather that we're having. Right, so rear arm on the left is done, rear arm on the right is done. Very nice looking parts. That should give us very good suspension now, and safe suspension. Got the discs done all around, pads all around. All we have to do is put the wheel back on, bring it down, pack away, have some lunch I think, and get on our way. Yeah, hopefully I can be driving this now and actually do a couple more videos. I'm back in work next week, so that's good. And I've actually finished a project, almost 2, in the time I've had to quarantine during this time. So I'm gonna get packing away and we're gonna have a good day, I think. Right guys, so we're currently on our way to the MOT centre. Very carefully, we're not taking any risks, as our brakes need actually bedding, and I think the recommended way to actually bed them in, sorry, I'm concentrating on the road and the camera's bouncing everywhere, is to do about 100 miles of just quite nice driving, smooth driving without any emergency braking. so I'm taking my time, giving plenty of distance as I'm coming up to junctions. This is the first time I'm actually gonna record whilst I'm in the car, simply because this is the most relevant time I've had to. But the first time I MOT'd the car, I actually was in such a rush I couldn't set up any cameras. I couldn't do much at all because I had a bit of a deadline when it came to my other car being MOT'd and sawned. So I've been without a car for the last 6 days, as I've just been repairing this car and getting this one up to scratch. So yeah, I'm just gonna get there now, and hopefully we'll fly through it. We'll have a clean MOT, 12 months, and we can get this thing sold straight away. Sorry about the shakiness, but we're constantly trying to upgrade my equipment and how I can actually record and make it better for you lot. So if I think of anything else to say, I'll put the camera back on, but I'll just time lapse it from here. So yeah, nice one, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it has passed. Right guys, we have passed. So we passed with defects, repair as soon as possible, brake fluid warning, lamp illuminated. I've reset that, I'm not sure why that's come up. So that's on there, don't mind too much, I can just explain that to the person whoever's buying it, hopefully. And monitor and repair if necessary, tyre worn close to legal limit. So I'll just get some new tyres. That's not a big issue just before I sell it. So yeah, big day today, really happy. I've got this car from not starting, not driving. I just remember getting off the trailer and having to dry steer it into the lane, and just awful weather. I think we had 2 storms like during the time I've been building this, and then all this happens with COVID-19, etc, etc. It's been a bit of a mission, to be honest, and we haven't had the best weather, but we've done it. I'm actually so happy to actually say that I can drive the car safely with a Halfords MOT certificate. You can't get much better than that. It's had full service, it's taxed, MOT and insured now, so I'm driving this as my car for now, just until I find another car and this one sells. But yeah, honestly guys, thanks for watching these videos. I'll probably have another video or two, just probably a price breakdown, maybe another video if I can get out and actually drive the car. Obviously we can only do essential trips at the moment, but I'm gonna try and get some good footage of the vehicle, as I've got 190 brake under my right foot. I'm not saying I'm gonna break any speed limits, anything like that, but definitely have a fun drive down the lanes, something as soon as possible. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on these videos, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put it somewhere around on this screen, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one guys. Peace.